You should be responding. It's a live session. Okay, so we are back again. We are doing undressing today.
Yes.
The other day, if you remember very well, we were doing injection healing, isn't it?
Yes.
And we administered benzyl penicillin. So today we'll be doing a very different procedure altogether. It's quite sensitive, and I think it's important that we pay particular attention. So I'm going to be going stage by stage so that you are able to recall, you are able to remember whatever that we are going to do today. Firstly, I'll start looking at what is on the trolley there, on the top part of the trolley. So cameraman, you can come closer so that you can zoom on what is in the trolley. Okay, so in the trolley we have the receiver. Okay, definitely a receiver we know is a receptacle for dirty things, but in this case we are using it for putting stuff. These are dissecting forceps, 2 dissecting forceps. These we are going to use them for removing the dirty dressing on the wound. And then we also have these 2 forceps. These are straight forceps. We are going to use them for cleaning the wound. So these are particularly important. They are supposed to be on our tray. And then we have gallipots. This is a gallipot. Obviously, a gallipot is used to put in solutions, whatever solutions that we have on the bottom shelf. We are going to pour the solution in these. And then in these other gallipots, we have cotton wool. Cotton wool is different from cotton gauze. This is cotton wool. Okay. And then this is gauze cotton or cotton gauze. Both of these have different uses on a wound. So we are going to demonstrate how both are used in dressing. And then we have drapes inside. This is a window drape or a fenestrated towel or drape. This will only allow us to cover the surrounding areas of the wound and leave the wound exposed for us to clean. Okay. And then apart from that, in the tray we have a towel, that which you are going to use after you've scrubbed. You pick it, use it for drying your hands, and then we have a closed drape. A closed drape looks like this. So you get a difference now. Have you seen it? Yes. So it's closed, isn't it? Yes. These things will always be with you as you are performing sterile procedures. You are never going to run away from them. So please make sure that you master them in your head. Suppose you find them, somebody sets them for you, you'll still be able to recall what you need. All right. From there now, I'll simply call this whole thing as a pack. The drapes, the gallipots, the forceps, both dissecting and straight forceps, together in one tray, they are what are known as a pack. So it's known as a wound dressing pack. Okay? Yes. So, to cover a pack, we need 2 drapes. We need the inside drape and the outside drape. The drape that is inside is called a surgically clean drape or the sterile drape. So now I want you to get the difference. This is the difference. The inside here is sterile. The outside here is surgically clean. Are we together? Get the point? The inside here is sterile because it's housing sterile items, okay, or equipment. The outside here is surgically clean. This part is also what? Surgically clean. And then the outside here is dirty. Yes. Okay, so we have 2 drapes. And you must master that in every procedure that you are doing, as long as it's a sterile procedure, you need to have at least 2 packs on it. I mean 2 drapes on it. Alright, so next we are going to cover this drape. The last time I showed you how we cover this drape so that you do not find difficulties. When you are covering the drape, you start from the nearest, this is the nearest, to the furthest. And then we said you should get drapes which are bigger to cover your pack completely. It shouldn't remain open like the way it is now. So in short, this should be able to reach here and the other one should be able to reach here. Let's hope the camera is able to get us. Okay, and then you now go towards your right and you come to your left when you are covering. Okay, so in this case, we have to the left, I mean the right, then coming to the left. We've covered the inner one, cover the outer one. Nearest to the left. And then coming from the right, going to the left. It's just the closing. When we are closing the drape, when you will be opening the drape, you'll see that it's the complete opposite. This drape, this pack is supposed to be taken for autoclaving, and it will be valid up to until 14 days. Okay, after 14 days, you can never use the pack. Are we together?
Yes.
All right, thanks a lot. So, I'll put my pack down there. Unfortunately, you've seen what is on the bottom shelf. On the bottom shelf, I'm beginning to explain everything that is on the bottom shelf. So, how do you set on the bottom shelf? This is exactly what I'll be doing. I'll break everything and then begin to set nicely. When you are setting on the bottom shelf, you are beginning from the left, going to the right. You are beginning from where? The left, going to the right. Okay. So in this case, I have 2 receivers, those which I'm going to remove. Receivers are used for putting dirty items or dirty things, dirty instruments and the rest. And then we have Cheeto forceps stand with the Cheeto forceps inside. These are Cheeto forceps. You use Cheeto forceps to hold things that are sterile on the sterile food because you cannot use your hands in the initial place. Okay? Yes. Okay. So put it there, and then we have a tray that is holding items that we need to use as we begin to do the dressing. Okay, so as you are setting, you put the tray first, this side. In the tray, there are gloves, clean gloves. You use clean gloves to remove the outer dressing and the dressings on the wound. Okay, you have a gallipot which has cotton gauze. This gallipot will be used to pour in spirit to make your trolley surgically clean. Okay. You have spirit as a solution that you are going to use to make your trolley surgically clean. Okay. And then you have some normal saline. Normal saline, you use it for dressing most of the wounds, since we do not have Savlon. So the easiest to do is to use normal saline. Okay. And then on this tray, there is a scissors. Scissors, you use it for cuttings, whatever that is adhering to the wound, and whatever that you have down there that you need to cut. You use the scissors. So initially, this is what you have on the bottom shelf, on the bottom tray. So the next thing that is going to follow is the pack. The pack should be put together with the Macintosh and the towel. So I'm going to ask one of you to give me a towel and a Macintosh. Quickly. Quickly, we are waiting waiting for you. Oh, thanks a lot. So we have a towel with us, and then we have a Macintosh here. So, in this case, if you do not have these that we use here in Africa, you can use a dressed Macintosh, which already has a towel on it. So you do not need separate stuff like this. Okay. This is how a Macintosh looks. Great. So we'll put it right under there. Okay. Then we are going to get our pack. This is the wound dressing pack. We are going to put it down there. And then from there, we are going to get our receivers. This receiver has jig 1 to 6. It has jig 1 to 6. When we begin to clean the wound, all the forceps that we'll be using when we are cleaning the wound, we have to go into jig 1 to 6 for contamination. There and there. Okay, so put it there, and then we have an empty clean receiver. This we'll use it to put dirty, dry dirty. Whatever dirty that we find there, we are going to push it on this receiver. Okay. And then we have a Cheeto forceps stand housing Cheeto forceps there. So, like we said, Cheeto forceps are only used for holding sterile things there on top. Yeah, we'll put it down there. So this is exactly how your trolley will look like. So your trolley will specifically be set like this. And then now, it's now your time to perform the whole procedure, the whole task, when you are given like this. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you can cut the video. We pause there.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, welcome back. We are continuing from where we stopped. So now, at this point, I'm going to demonstrate how you are going to make a trolley surgically clean. But before we do that, I want us to keep these principles, all of us. When you are doing wound dressing, when the pack is opened, never talk. In fact, you should mask yourself if it's possible. Okay? Because it is believed that in your mouth you have some bacteria that come out, and they may end up infecting the wound or contaminating the wound. For example, we have Streptococcus strains, we have also Staphylococcus. Those, they actually habit somewhere in the mouth, so we do not want the bacteria that beyond the mouth. Suppose you have a cough, to be contaminating on the wound. So make sure you stop talking. Okay? When the sterile field is on, you are advised to stand at least 30 to 40 centimeters away from the sterile field. And then the principle still stands. When you are performing, you start from the left, you are going to the right, then you are starting from the furthest coming to the nearest. Okay? When you open the wound, you are going to clean the wound in a circular motion, depending on the type of wound that you are dealing with. If it's a straight wound, you are going to clean it in a straight manner, from the furthest coming to the nearest, from left coming to the right. Okay, are we there?
Yes.
Have you grasped those principles?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So I'm going to show you how to clean the trolley. So, get my spirit, as usual. Clean my hands, or hand sanitizer, whatever that you may have. Use it to clean your hands before doing anything. Okay. And then pour your spirit on your trolley. Like that. And then we are going to use cotton make the trolley surgically clean. This is how you make the trolley surgically clean. Starting from left, coming to right, coming to the middle. There you are, there you are, there you are. And this is how you clean the rails for the trolley. Then from there, now you clean the base. The base you clean it like that. You see that it's done now? Yes. Get the cotton wool, throw it where it belongs there. You've made the trolley surgically clean. Get your pack, lift it nicely, check the expiry date, and then put it on top there. Okay, after you put it on top, make sure you get your towel. Okay, as you get your towel, you also get your receiver. Okay, put them down, and then get your pair of gloves. Okay, this is where you use your clean gloves now. Put on your clean gloves. Showing you the stages. You don't know what you might find on the bed. Prevent yourself against getting infected. Make sure you put on. So the procedure is here. So you get the Macintosh, fold it together with your towel like that, and then ask the patient, may I lift the leg please, so that I can cover the linen with the Macintosh to prevent soiling. Okay, so you do that. So this is your wound, isn't it? And then after you've done that, you ask the patient, I'm going to remove the outer dressing of the wound. Please, you avoid fidgeting so that the inner one might not come out. So you remove the outer, then leave the inner one. So this outer one is going to go down there. Remove your. Have you seen what has remained there? That you've now remained with the dressing that is clean, the inner one, isn't it? So that one,
the inner one is clean.
That one is clean. We are not going to remove it. Okay. So you observe there will be a time that will come and remove it. Are we together?
Yes.
All right. So I turn back on my trolley. Then wash my hands again. So after washing my hands, I'm going to open the trolley finally. When opening the pack, I'm going to start from the left, going to the right. From the furthest coming to the nearest. Okay, so this is exactly what we'll do. Okay. Only the outer pack am I going to hold with my hands. Remember, the outer pack is just clean, isn't it?
Just clean, yes.
It's not sterile, isn't it? Now, the inner one, I'm now going to use the Cheeto forceps. So, I'm going to open the Cheeto forceps. And then the Cheeto forceps, remember what we said? They should come out together like this. You see?
Yes.
And then the other one goes back like that. So I remain with it, one.
So what if you remove one instead of removing two?
Contaminated. Because you might, chances of this hammering the touching points of that Cheeto forceps are very high, because you are scared, you are shivering when you are quick, isn't it? Yes. So again, start from the left, coming to the right. Furthest to nearest. Okay, so in instances like those, that's why you need to put enough of these. So I have enough of these, so don't mind. So we are done. We've opened the back and we've opened everything that we need to open. You've seen, isn't it?
Yes.
So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm simply going to get another Cheeto faucet. So when getting another Cheeto faucet, I just do that. And then I'm going to get the drapes. These drapes will have to be covered on the bedside of the patient. So like that. And I'll get a fenestrated towel. Hold it like that. You see, after that is done, one Cheeto faucet is going to go down. So, okay. So, then these have to be put on the edge of the trolley. So, I'll put them on the edge of the trolley because my hands are surgically clean. I'm not supposed to touch the sterile back. Okay. Then this side. Just do this. So put them by the edge. Mind you, what I'm going to use first is what I'm going to put first accordingly. So in short, I'm simply arranging the instruments and then put my towel next there. Okay. What next do you do? You get your on the sterile field. Have you seen?
Yes.
Okay. So at this point, I am done with the forceps. We are going to go back. Okay. So there now, I'm preparing my fluids. So I'll simply cut them. So I'm going to pour the solution on the point where it's almost closer to the edge. I'm not going to cross over my legs on top of the sterile field. Okay, so I'll pour like this, 15 meters away from the sterile, 15 centimeters away from the sterile field. Okay, so I'm done with that. So I'm simply going to push this one back. Like that. Up to there. Are we there, all of us?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen the steps that we've taken and how we've transitioned? Okay, I'm happy. Can I continue?
Yes.
Good. So I'm now going to scrub. Scrubbing.
So you scrub both the prepare and the instruments.
Very good. Up to the elbow. Again, up to the elbow. I'm surgically clean now. I'm not sterile, but I'm surgically clean. So the fact that I'm now surgically clean, I'm going now to handle the forceps. Are we together? All right. So I'll get my forceps, dip them in the solution. So this stage is preparation of them. Okay, so I've done the preparations. Are we together? So now I'm going to turn. I'm going to go like this. I'm simply going to remove this. Are you following me? Follow where the forceps is going. The inner drape. You remember the inner drape?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to throw it there. Okay, and I'm going to throw my instrument there. Have you seen? Then from there, I'm going to get this instrument. I'm going to give it to this hand without touching each other. You've seen it? And then this hand is going to get the forceps that is on the sterile fluid. And then from there, hand it over to this. This is the edge. This is an imaginary barrier for sterility, okay? So sterility ends here, so this hand goes back here. So I'm beginning to clean, and my cleaning will start from the furthest, but on the left. So this is how I clean. Again. This is dirty. I'm dropping it.
On that, you can show us how to do it in a circular motion.
I'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to hand over this now to the other hand. Okay, then this one is going to pick this one here. Again, cleaning continues. Get this one, imaginary barrier, give it to this one. And then if you're cleaning in the circular motion, cleaning inside, out, like that. Again, the last one, here, inside, outward. Okay, this one is done. So after it's done, now you are going to get the inner dressings. Okay, you are going to get the inner dressing. You are not going to use this forceps when you are getting the inner dressing. What you are simply going to do is you are going to discard this one. So discard, and then this hand picks the inner dressing, brings it on the wound, and you put it down. The sterility ends there. You pick your bandage. On the bottom shelf, that's where you had your bandage. So you've put the first dressing, isn't it? Now you are done. Just tie the one the way it was. Once that is done, you've tied the wound. Now your job is completely finished. Depending on the dressings, these that are there, you're not going to hold them with your bare hands. Please get your gloves. Put on your clean gloves. Because there was bleeding, there was pus, and other things. The job. Put on gloves and begin to remove those things. Put them on shelf. Put them on them. Put on shelf. Discard them into jigs. Okay. And then remove this from the patient. Remove that from the patient. And thank the patient respectively. Then the procedure is done. Now, the next thing that you are waiting for here is to discard these things. The cotton gauze will be discarded in a bin for surgical waste. Okay? It's going to be incinerated together with the glass. The instruments are going to be discarded in a bucket for decontamination, high-level decontamination or disinfection. And then you clean the trolley, clear it, remove whatever that is on the trolley, and push it back where it belongs. Okay, the procedure finishes. You are done.